This cowl is made using two different colours of Aran weight yarn, using a 7mm Tunisian crochet hook 14 inches long, and this cowl measures 9 inches wide and 22 inches long, and the project can be completed in around 3 hours. This is the reverse side of the fabric. I used just under 70 grams of yarn, and this is how I made it. The first thing to do is to create a chain, and this needs to be a multiple of 3 plus 2, and that is absolutely essential. Now I'm chaining 32 to create a Tunisian crochet foundation row of 32 stitches. And to save time, the link to the video about how to do a Tunisian crochet foundation row is above. Now chain 1 and mark the space at the end of the row for the edge stitch. For step 1, this return pass is going to create the shells, so it is not a normal return pass. Now chain 1, then yarn over and pull through 4 loops. Then chain 2, yarn over, and then pull the yarn through 4 loops. And continue like this until the end of the row, when the last shell has been created. And then chain 1, leaving 2 loops on the hook. I'm now going to create the clusters with the pink colour. And at this stage the first yarn can be cut. Yarn over with the colour for the clusters, pull the yarn through the 2 loops, then chain 1. Now I'm going to put the clusters in the tops of each shell, composed of 3 double crochets. So yarn over, insert the hook into the loop at the top of the shell, yarn over, then pull through the yarn through 2 loops. Do the first double crochet, then do 2 more. With the 3 double crochets completed, yarn over and pull the yarn through 3 loops to close the cluster, like so. And continue along the row with 3 double crochets into the tops of each subsequent shell. And this is what the clusters look like. And then create an edge stitch composed of a double crochet into the marked space at the end of the row. If a different colour for the clusters is being used, cut the yarn and do the chain 1 of the return pass with the first colour. And as always, I like to mark the edge stitch space. And chain 1, then yarn over, pull the yarn through 2 loops, chain 2, and then pull the yarn through 2 loops, and continue along the row to the end. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, then yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops. The next forward pass is going to be composed of V-stitches into the top of each cluster. So for that, do a Tunisian crochet simple stitch, yarn over, and another Tunisian crochet simple stitch into the same space. So there will be 3 loops on the hook for each V-stitch. And continue with V-stitches into the top of each cluster. And by doing the V-stitches, we're now reconstituting the original number of stitches. At the end of the row, do a normal edge stitch, so insert the hook into the marked space, yarn over and pull up a loop. So there will now be the original number of loops on the hook, in this case 32. Now chain 1, mark the space at the end of the row, and do a normal Tunisian crochet return pass. Followed by a forward pass of Tunisian crochet simple stitch into each bar of the V stitches. So insert the hook into the right hand bar of the V, then into the middle bar of the V, and then into the left hand bar of the V. Yarn over and pull up a loop. So there are now 3 loops on the hook, and continue working into the V stitches all the way along the row until the end. And now continue with a return pass, creating shells again as in step 1, and keep repeating steps 1 to 6 until the fabric is of the required length, in this case 22 inches. And the best place to stop for slip stitching is at the end of step 5, i.e. the return pass from the V stitches, when there is 1 loop left on the hook, making it easy to slip stitch into each V. The next step is to secure and sew in the loose ends. And then when that has been completed, add a twist if you like, and then slip stitch the ends together, and I used a 5mm conventional crochet hook for that. And in my opinion, slip stitching the ends together produces an excellent cosmetic result, with the join being virtually invisible on one side. And here it is, the completed strawberries and cream cowl.